Hey, David Duford here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm here with Mr. Danny Jones. Danny, say hello.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey, thanks, Danny, for being here, man. So this is a recurring piece of content type that we're doing on my YouTube channel where I interview agents and basically more of like a coaching call, if you will, where they've got questions about anything insurance, sales, and marketing. And the purpose of this call is to basically help them out. The reason I do this kind of content, it's cool to see other agents and kind of where their mind is and what questions they have that maybe I could help with. And I think the kind of questions that all of us have, or that some people have, all of us have on some level. So it's good to hear some kind of validation and some general advice. So Danny, why don't you jump in and tell me how I can help you today? Anywhere you want to take this is up to you.
I think that like I said, I've been following you for 2 years, and you get a lot of smoke and mirrors in the industry. I don't think that you have any smoke and mirrors. I think you're genuine. I think your content is always, it's almost like you give away a lot of free information to help people. And it's almost to the point where it's like, wait a minute, why does David give away so much free? Because you genuinely want to help people. So what I did was I joined the IMO. I had a stroke. I worked at a dealership. I don't know if I can say the name, but I worked at a very big dealership for 12 years, all the way up to management. I had a stroke. They let me go, of course. I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. So as I'm sitting at home watching a bunch of videos on YouTube, YouTube became like the ultimate thing to look at.
Right.
So what I did was I started seeing your videos, and I'm like, wait a minute. Well, I started seeing a bunch of people's videos, but it was a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Oh, you can make 50,000 a month. You can make 100,000, and you believe it because it sounds so real. It's not. Sure. You can make 50 to 100,000, but it's gonna take some time to get there.
Right.
You can't just jump in all of a sudden. You calling 300 people a day and then sell 3 policies. That's ridiculous. Who wants to call that many people? So what I started doing was I was calling people like I was told, and it was supposed to be these fresh leads and these great leads. And people are literally cursing me out. Why you keep calling me? You called me last month. I mean, you've been calling me for 6. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. I just paid $11 for this lead, but it was fresh, but I'm getting cursed out. And I started seeing, I had 2 buddies that joined with me. They gone. They don't even work for the, and then they say, well, 92% they don't continue. I see why now.
Yeah.
Because there's so much smoke and mirrors, and you think, I spent $4,000 in February. You know what I made? $4,000. So I'm thinking, okay, I just spent 30 days, $4,000 in leads. I made that same money back. So I loaned somebody my money and got my money back.
No interest even.
No interest, nothing. And I'm on Social Security, I'm disabled. So a lot of companies discourage you. Oh, you need 1,000 to start. You don't have enough money. You don't, wait a minute, $1,000 is not enough? So watching you and listening to you, I'm thinking, okay, this is more realistic. I think I kind of jumped out there too quick and spent a lot of money I saved for nothing.
Right.
I spent money on leads that I thought was supposed to be so great. And I'm listening to all these great people talk, oh yeah, I made 50,000. They don't tell you your chargebacks. They don't, it's a lot of stuff they don't tell you when you come into the industry. Then they wonder why so many people leave. Be honest. It's gonna take some time. Don't spend the money. I remember looking at a video and you said that you have to manage the money. It's not just, oh, I made $4,000. Let me go spend $4,000. No, because guess what? The person you sold that life insurance policy to in a couple of weeks can say, you know what? I don't really want it. And they're gonna take all your money back. So 92% of people fail because nobody is giving them the truth. They see all these great Lamborghinis and these big houses. No, that's not gonna happen. It will, but you gotta put the work in.
Yeah.
It's not just gonna come to you. It's not something, oh, if I call these people, they're gonna buy insurance. No, they're not. That's a chance to get somebody to buy insurance. It's not gonna happen. You stay motivated, you keep moving. And I'm with an IMO, and I probably should have went with somebody I probably should have went with you. Yeah. I'm seeing that now because I fell for it. Who don't?
Yeah.
Who don't? Seriously. I mean, who don't fall for it?
Can I comment on this a little bit? There's so much good stuff you're saying here that so many people go through, and this may be an opportunity for somebody listening here to catch them before they go in that same cycle you went through. So a couple of things here. This particular organization, I know for a fact, a lot of the top producers don't use the crap that they shovel onto the vast majority of newbies there. The stuff that they're selling you is not what the top producers are using. Okay. They're using, in a lot of cases, direct mail, like I talk about, you know? So why do they sell these cheap leads? Well, it's because the company in question makes a ton of money off of selling them to you. See, that's the thing a lot of people don't understand is, oh, these people are out for me to make sure I'm trained so I can make money selling insurance. And that may be true to a degree. And I'm sure there are certain sub agencies and said IMO that do this and have that kind of focus. But here's the thing. Those leads they sell, they can be acquired for a couple of bucks. And then they go resell them as the greatest thing ever for 10, 11, 12 bucks. Guess who's making the money? It ain't you. It's the IMO. What they're doing, Danny, is they're monetizing you when you purchase a lead. So their heart's in a different place than where yours at. You want to help people. You want to sell insurance. They want to sell you leads to make a bucket full of money every single day. They're probably making hundreds of thousands, millions in profit monthly. That's definitely, they sell so much of it. And they're resold. You said you're like the fourth or fifth person. They're resold. They're recycled. All you have to do is generate that lead once, maybe spend a couple of bucks, then sell it 11, 5, 6, 7 times. That's a lot of money. $2 investment for $50, $60 profit. Now do that 1,000 times a day. That's kind of what they're doing. And it's these leads that are barely leads. I mean, these are like cold call, like a glorified cold call, but they're made out to be like everybody's throwing their checkbook at you. They can't wait for you to come over and buy. It's not the case. And so that's why a lot of people like you've kind of come to the conclusion, and many others too. It's like this business is a lead racket, and it's a racket to make money off of selling you junk. And it's very true. And it's not just this one particular agency in question that does it. It's most of them. A lot of the big name ones that push the MLM culture of Lamborghinis and fat stacks of cash. Like you'll get this if you just buy my leads. Like that's what they're pushing. Is it's really a game to make money just as much off the leads as the occasional sales.
And if you're not making those calls over and over again, you're lazy.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you this: you got to have the work ethic, right?
No, you do. You do.
The thing that happens. This is what I tell agents too: is like you got to look at this thing like you're in performance now. You're in a performance-based business. Like when you do this business, like you're like an athlete. You got to go out there and make things happen. And it's not just how you're prepared from kind of a skill set standpoint. It's being prepared up here. And there's nothing more debilitating to your mindset than buying these supposedly gold leads, manna from heaven, and you're calling them and they're screaming at you, telling them you're fifth person calls. You can't get anybody on the phone. And what you were promised, the vision, is totally different from the action. And that's what's demoralizing. And how can and it's why so many people can't see themselves through it, because it's like, was it me? And then they start questioning themselves when a lot of the times it's the quality of the leads they're working.
I called a lady in April named Maria. We had a conversation for about 20 minutes. She said, Danny, I don't want life insurance. Don't call me. I bought another batch of leads and called that same lady in April. I called her in February. I called the same lady in April.
Okay.
She said, Danny, I talked to you in February. But it was a fresh lead.
But did they make it out both times that they were fresh leads?
Yes. It was a month old.
Right. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, there are good people. And this is why I stress a lot of my videos. There are good people in this business who could do well had they had the best opportunity in their favor. And Danny, the way I look at it is like, I think everybody on this call would agree. You got to have the best training. You got to have the best support. But why would you want to cut corners on having the best leads? Why would you want the worst leads? Lead is not a lead is not a lead. There are differences in quality and leads, like there's difference in quality and training or carriers. So if I want to have success, just like any athlete would, You got to have every odd in your favor, or you run the high risk of failure. So yeah, the leads, man, you're not alone in this. I hear this daily at this point, and I wish there was a way I could get my message out to people a little better, because a lot of times by the time they see your stuff, they've already dropped as much money as you have. They've lost their passion and exuberance for the business, and now kind of jaded, cynical, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, and they leave the business.
Right.
I'm in a couple of stroke groups, and a lot of those people in the stroke groups will say, well, Danny, what do you recommend? And I'm like, I don't recommend anything right now, because they saving their money. I'm saving my money. We're disabled. Can we do this from home? And one of the groups is over 14,000 people, and they just sitting at home, disabled. Yeah, go to Telesales. And I'm like, yeah, you can go to Telesales. But let me figure out, before I recommend and try to put somebody under me, I need to figure out what to be.
Yeah. And you need success on your own too. I mean, that's the other thing that in this business is so predominant and bad, is agents that recruit agents that don't have experience,
Right.
The only reason I have success recruiting anybody is because I've lived the same struggle that my agents have. So I can explain and have empathy, but have an understanding of how to help them from a real life scenario.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that the MLM culture, like a lot of the top brass at these companies come from those, and they bring that mentality into it. And then they find out before it's too late. Like I said, it's just bad. What other questions you got for me?
I mean, you pretty much in every video put out every answer, if that makes sense. So if all you got to do is go back to David Dufort library, put it in, subscribe to the channel, you get all the information you need. But I think people need to research a little more.
Yeah,
they need to do a little more research. And like I said, you give out a lot of the stuff I learned from the business, even with my IMO, I learned from you. And then people say, well, why didn't you just go with David Dufort? Well, the company I was born with, being on a fixed income, paid for my license. Basically, they gave me a super huge discount.
Right.
And I just didn't have the funds. So since they did that, I got contracted with them. But the company I'm with will also release me whenever they want. Whenever I say, hey, release me, I'm done.
Yeah, and that is good. Both on both accounts. That's a good thing.
So my whole thing now is just to be more realistic about the business, because I don't want to be part of the 8% that leave.
The 92% that leave.
I'm sorry. I want to be part of the 8% that stay.
Right. 100%.
And the only way to stay at the vet your IMO, pay attention, listen to what's being said, and even with the agent autopilot, it's just like, wow, stuff is coming into the industry. It's changing. It's changing. Do I want a Lamborghini? Of course I want a Lamborghini. Can I get it this year? Probably. Is it more realistic to work towards it? Of course it is.
Well, the thing everybody's got to realize is we all have these right here, right in the front of our faces. We get on YouTube and Facebook or Instagram. The stuff that gets the views and the clicks is the out of this world stuff. So what you're going to think is the norm is some 20-year-old punk who just started last year. No offense if this is you. He's riding around in a luxury car making $250,000 a year. That is not the norm. Okay. The norm is you struggle and you work and you keep consistent, and you don't know that stuff on Instagram or, Facebook or YouTube even is legit. A lot of it's just a game.
It's smoke and mirrors.
It's smoke and mirrors, and nobody knows really. And so you gotta understand, like as it always has been in life, the good things in life are worth working for, and they take time and consistency. There's no secret roadmap. You just have to execute daily on the fundamentals. And the fundamentals of this business are, like you said, do your due diligence, find a great agency, pick a great product with an opportunity that you like, and have a lead system that you can implement every single day. and it's probably going to take you years. You should get some traction pretty quickly, but it's going to take you years till you really develop a mastery and truly significant income. And that's a good thing. It shouldn't be. If it was too easy, Danny, everybody would be in this, everybody would succeed, and then nobody would be wanting to buy insurance. It'd be a really tough gig. There wouldn't be any money in it, right? So I always tell agents, thank God it's hard, because if it wasn't, then the opportunity wouldn't really be there. So a lot of this is just sticking with it, surviving, but executing on the fundamentals and giving yourself the time.
I just want to challenge the people that did leave. Come back and try a different IMO.
Yeah.
Come back. Because the IMO you were with probably didn't lead you down the right path. Come back and try something different. Don't throw your license away. Don't. Come back and try somebody else.
100%,
yeah, why give up? Giving up ain't gonna never get you nowhere.
Mm-mm.
And I probably haven't done anything in about a month now, but I'm starting to revisit everything because I lost a lot of money. I thought, okay, well, I can make this and I can. Then it was like, well, keep recruiting. And like you said, why? How am I teaching you how to recruit? How can I teach you the business, bringing you in? I don't know the business.
Right.
And pick one. If you're going to do mortgage protection, do that. If you're going to do finance, do that. Don't try to do everything.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
No.
I'm going to be the manager, the cashier. I'm going to do all the jobs. Learn the job. Be proficient in one thing, then move to the next one.
Yeah.
Simple.
That's the way.
Yeah. So personally, I'll probably be with David Dufort in the next month or so. But I'm being honest because I've done it since January. I've seen it. So I gave myself 6 months to realize what I did wrong.
Right. Well,
and you fall and somebody helps you up. Come on.
Right.
Like I said, it's free. You're giving free information daily almost. I was looking at videos from you years ago.
Oh yeah, I 8 years ago I started, 2014, I think.
And I haven't even went through the whole library yet.
Don't look at those ones. I'm not nearly as handsome and as amazing.
Well,
you
went through a lot. You was a bodybuilder for a little while. You've been through a lot.
Well, cool, man.
You was huge at one point, dude. I'm like, this dude on steroids?
No, that's not me. I was on a supersized Big Mac. Now that's what I was on.
Yeah, you was pretty huge. You was pretty huge. But good talking to you, bro.
Yeah, Danny. Hey,
you got anything for me? Any questions?
No, it's just good. It's good that I appreciate you coming on and kind of sharing your experience. If anything, I think at the end of the day, you're going to help a lot of people that just are anywhere across America. It's crazy the influence and reach of this type of content. So thank you for sharing your experience, because the more we can prevent this from happening, the better off agents are going to be, the more often they're going to survive, the more often they're going to help people and make a success out of this business. So I appreciate you sharing kind of the shortfalls you've gone through.
And I also want to say, anybody that's watching right now that's disabled, call David. You can sell insurance. Nobody's throwing you away. It's possible for us to, we won't have to go knock on the door. We can pick up a phone.
There's Telesales.
It might not be as lucrative, but once you master it, it'll be enough. It's better than a Social Security check getting everyone. Trust me.
Yeah.
Way better.
Sure. Danny, thank you for your time, man.
Thank you, brother.
See ya.